What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Brick Hive. Thank you for joining me. So this is going to be my spoiler review of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I was going to do a non-spoiler review, but I don't generally review movies, so I just don't care. So I put it in the thumbnail so that way everybody knows this is a spoiler review. But if you don't care about spoilers, if you've already seen the movie and you want to hear what I have to say about it, and comment below about what you thought, or if you disagree with anything I say, or whatever. Let's have at it. All right, so I'm going to start with the good. Basically, I'm going to kind of split it into like the good about this movie and the bad, because there's definitely some really cool stuff, but there's definitely some things that I had some issues with. All right, so we'll start with the good. So if you like Sam Raimi, his work, you will definitely like this. There's a lot in this movie that definitely reflected him. Everything from camera angles to transitions to just sometimes some of the quirkiness that's kind of in there. Definitely had like Evil Dead vibes to it. But like I said, definitely had a Sam Raimi feel to it. So one of the great things that I really did love about this movie was fast paced. Like, it was just nonstop, and I don't mean fast-paced like watching, The Rise of Skywalker fast-paced, where you just don't get a chance to think. It's not like that. It's just the story just moves. It's just not dull. It doesn't really lag. And the other great thing, I even actually kind of nudged Mrs. Hive and asked her, because I was like, I don't remember seeing a title card. Like, it went straight from the Marvel logo right into the movie. Never even did title sequences. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. It was really neat because it just jumped right into the movie. Right into action. Okay, so this movie was absolutely gorgeous. I think there was a couple times where the CGI or something might have looked kind of not on Disney Marvel par level, but for the most part, it was beautifully shot. And there was a lot of really cool spells that Doctor Strange did that they hadn't shown us before. So that was really, really awesome. Especially, I can't wait to watch this, and be able to pause it and stuff, because the best part of the whole movie, in my opinion, was when him and America Chavez went through, 20 different realities or whatever. Like, just back to back to back to back to back. And yeah, that was the most amazing part of the movie, in my opinion. But also, it was so stunning to look at it, because it was almost like you were in a museum, and each one of those realities was like a painting, and which ironically one of the realities was like a paint world where like they turned into paint, but it just, the contrast of like each of those worlds, like one world was like all white and like mechanical, you know what I mean? Then like, bam, they went through the dimension and the door, or the star, the portal hole, whatever you want to call it. And then they're in another world that's all on like fire, like look like sort of Mephisto would rule. It just, I don't know. One world was like the ocean. Like they went through this beautiful like Caribbean looking ocean thing for a second. Those realities that they went through back to back to back, like, I guarantee there's definitely some Easter eggs in there. I mean, we know about some of them. Like, they went through one dimension that showed the living tribunal, which I still don't understand that part, because the living tribunal is like just one head, you know what I mean, and a body, and there's like multiple tribunal heads in that dimension. I don't know. But yeah, it was just absolutely gorgeous. Best part of the movie. And the rest of the movie was really done well as well. I mean, as far as it looking really, really awesome. I mean, they did a really good job with like the color palettes of the movie and the settings. And so the fight scenes also, I thought, were really awesome. Definitely some of the spells that were used between the different Doctor Stranges or Wanda or whatever. The fight scenes were definitely very cool. Some of them, I don't know, there would be some things here and there that just kind of, I didn't get, didn't really make any sense to me. But overall, they were very well done. And then kind of connected to that is the deaths. So the deaths, there are things that I don't like, and there's things that I do like. The things that I don't like, I'll get to that part in a minute. But the things that I did like was just how cool the deaths were. For the most part, almost all of them. The way Black Bolt died, dude, I'm surprised they left that in. Like, it would have been one thing if, when he did it and like, what happens, his eyes are bleeding and blood coming out of his nose or whatever. That would have been one thing. But like, to see part of his head like like come out and then sink down because it was inside the mask. Like, yeah, it was pretty messed up, man. But it was awesome. The way Mr. Fantastic died, freaking awesome. Definitely cool. So yeah, some of the deaths were really cool. Some of them were not. And so the last thing I'll really say as far as the good stuff goes, because I'm not going to make a super long video about this, but was it really seems like it's setting up from the next big Marvel event, that like how Thanos Infinity War was, which is Secret Wars. There's 2 different Secret Wars. One was back in the 80s. That's not the one I'm talking about. There's a newer one. It was really awesome story. I'm not going to get into it right now. It's a really long story, but that's what it seems like it's setting up, because it's all about the incursions. You know, when 2 realities, I guess the barrier between them like thins out or whatever, so they start merging. And when that happens, either one, or at least one, but possibly both of those universes, realities, whatever, will die. So yeah, they mentioned, they said incursion several times in this movie. So I really feel like they're trying to like hit home about, you know, they're going to set up Secret Wars. All right, on to the bad. I got to tell you, I did like this movie a lot, but there was a lot of things that I'm like, dude, seriously, what in the hell? All right, so first of all, the movie was not anywhere near as epic as I thought it was going to be. And I'll blame myself on that one. You know what I mean? I probably raised my expectations a little too high. But man, I didn't know what exactly to expect. And we got a tiny taste of it. Like with the Illuminati, we got Black Bolt and Reed Richards, you know what I mean? Like Captain Carter. So, I mean, we got you know, a few cameos. But dude, it's the multiverse of madness. Like, I thought we were going to see all kinds of different, like, even really quick, just all kinds of different realities that would have something to do with something. You know what I mean? I thought we'd see more, again, not long-lasting like cameos or anything big, just maybe glimpses of stuff. But like, I thought we'd see more than just a few members of the Illuminati, man. Some mutants. You know what I mean? Some other types of Avengers. Dude, there's so much stuff. They own Fox now, man. But with the exception of Spider-Man and anything connected, villains and stuff, to Spider-Man, they have everything else that Marvel owns. Dude, they could have shown more cosmic entities. The Beyond, you know, not Beyonder, I can't even think right now, but I mean, there's so many cosmic entities, you know what I mean? There's just so much stuff they could have shown, and they didn't. Now, I'm dying to see any kind of extended cut, because apparently Sam said that there was like an extra 35 minutes that they cut out. Imagine another 35 minutes. Like, there's so much stuff we could have gotten. So I don't know. That was a disappointment. I didn't know what to expect. I shouldn't have raised my expectations too high, but I thought we would have seen a lot more of that type of stuff. But no, we did not. First of all, let's talk about the Illuminati. One, we saw the Ultron bots, but there was not even a mention of Iron Man or anything. That's getting a little picky, but it's still kind of jarring, you know what I mean? That we'd have the Ultron bots and nothing about Iron Man at all. Just seems kind of weird. I mean, and if we needed to take an extra couple minutes, man, for that type of dialogue, so be it. But moving on with the Illuminati, one of the things that I had an issue with, honestly, was how some of them died. Now, I mentioned about Black Bolt and Mr. Fantastic. Freaking awesome. Those are really cool deaths. It didn't really make sense for Mr. Fantastic, who's supposed to be a genius, to watch what happened to Black Bolt and then just reach for Wanda. Like, what? Like, I know you're stretchy, dude, but what are you gonna do? Grab her? Like, tie her up? Like, what do you think you're gonna do? So, anyways, that was kind of weird. But yeah, their deaths were awesome. Captain Carter, I don't even know why there was a fight. I mean, Captain Carter's awesome, dude. I love Captain Carter, but like, dude, it's Scarlet Witch, man. Like, what? Like, that fight was like probably 35 seconds longer than it needed to be. It was still cool how she died, but still, you know, it's just like, what? Anyways, all right, Captain Marvel. That was a cool little fight, a cool little scuffle. I don't have any issue with that. The issue I have is, dude, a statue's gonna kill Captain Marvel, because Captain Marvel, as far as we know, watching the movie, she has the same powers as the Captain Marvel in our universe. You know what I mean? And you guys have seen how powerful Captain Marvel is, man. She's like super OP. So to pull a huge, I mean, it was a big statue, but to pull a statue down and it cracks on her, and then her arm's like, ugh. And who knows? Maybe she did die. Maybe she just got knocked out. But still, Like, they made it seem to us, the viewer, that she was dead, you know, like her arm. And not to mention, like 5 seconds before that, Wanda threw a huge rock, a huge rock at Captain Marvel, hit her, and then she went through a wall. So that death was dumb. That was stupid. They really should have just been a little more creative on that part and had Wanda do something to her, like she did to Black Bolt, like how she removed his mouth. You know, she could have removed her whole face so she couldn't breathe or something. I don't know, but like, come on, man. That was just lazy writing, in my opinion. So that's pretty much you know, what I thought about the Illuminati. I will say it was very cool though, seeing Reed Richards, especially with the portal and how he got there. It was cool. It was very cool. Oh, I forgot. Of course, the big one. How in the hell did she kill Professor X in a mind battle? Look, I get that would have been, I mean, you can still do it. You just gotta be creative. I get that's a tough corner to paint yourself out of. You know what I mean? Trying to win a battle against, Professor X. But dude, he's the most powerful telepath. I don't know, man. It just seems odd. But again, I'm just kind of nitpicking at some of this stuff. But when I saw that, I was like, God dang it, man. Like, so something else that kind of bothered me was at the very end when America is like fighting Wanda, and she's like punching her, right? And open up portals as she's punching her and stuff. Something was bothering me when I was watching that, and I couldn't figure it out at first. And then later on, it occurred to me. So every time a portal from America opens throughout the movie, it's got like almost like a vacuum. So if you're standing next to it, you just get sucked into it. But when she was fighting Wanda, they're right next to the portal, and yeah, there was no vacuum, no getting sucked into it. So, and I get it that, they had to make it like that so they could fight or whatever, but it was just, I don't know, man, consistency. The post-credit scene, the first one. The second one was just minor. It really didn't mean anything. It was just kind of good fun. But the second, or the first one. So, in the first one, you see Doctor Strange walking down the sidewalk, no problem, you know what I mean? And then I think her name's Clea. She kind of appears out of nowhere or something and tells Doctor Strange that he caused an incursion. She like rips a hole open in the reality, and then she's like, do you gotta help me or whatever? You gonna help me? And he says, yeah. And then like his third eye opens, and then they jump in. Okay, the thing that's crazy about that is, let's go back to the beginning of that post-credit scene. He's walking down the sidewalk, no problem, just like it's in any other day. But at the end of the movie, he's walking down the sidewalk, and then he's like screaming, he drops to his knees, he looks up, and then like that third eye opens, and when we see, like, holy crap, he's got a third eye now, just like the bad Doctor Strange. So it went from, at the end of the movie, and he's on his knees, and the third eye opens up. I mean, like, and he dropped to his knees, like, right in the middle of the street, you know what I mean? So it went from that to the post-credit scene where he's just like, walking down the sidewalk. Like, dude, that's quite a jump. You know what I mean? Like, to not explain, I don't know, man. It's just confusing. It's just confusing, in my opinion. And I get it. It's a time jump, but it still sits there, You're already trying to understand the fact of what's going on at the end of the movie. Like, holy crap, man. Is he like a bad guy now? Like, what does the third eye thing mean? You know what I mean? Like, you're sitting here just, And then the post-credit scene, he's okay. So then you're just thinking even more, like, about whatever that was. I don't know, man. Am I being dumb about it? And again, it doesn't make me hate the movie or nothing like that. So, I don't know. What do I think? I think the movie was definitely good. It was one of the better Marvel movies. It just, I don't know. I heard they reshot like 70, 80% of this movie or something like that. So, it's really weird. The first half of it, and I've heard other people mention this too, the first half of it really does feel like more like an MCU movie. The second half starts really kind of leaning towards our more darker side and really starts feeling more like a Sam Raimi movie. But I don't know. I definitely recommend seeing it. It was a cool movie. Honestly, seeing it for just that one scene alone, when him and America go through all those different realities, just seeing it for that alone on the big screen is worth it, honestly. All right, everybody, that's gonna do it for this review. Like I said, I definitely recommend watching it. You guys might not have the same issues with it that I kind of did, but anyways, overall, like I said, overall it was a pretty good movie. There's just a lot of stuff that was like, you know, confusing, but it seems to be kind of par for the course for most movies these days. So I hope all of you are doing well and staying safe. I hope all of you are having a great day or night. If you do like my channel, if you like my content, if you thought this review was pretty cool, why don't you go ahead and put a magic spell on that like button for me. And subscribe. Join the hive, everybody. Peace out.